What's going on, gamers? We had an interesting video here by MBG. Astro says MBG says he doesn't hate Xbox, he just hates their fanboys and proceeds to be a PlayStation fanboy in the clip. Interesting. Let's get ready to watch to see how interesting it gets. You know, I enjoy my MBG videos, so you guys know I like MBG, but I know there's a long time beef going on too. But yeah, it's about to get interesting. We're ready to get up in this. Let's go.
Celebrating exclusivity again. Do you know why? Because Forza Horizon 6 is going to be apparently a timed Xbox exclusive before it comes to PS5. And I see and like clockwork, they're celebrating it again. Or if they're not celebrating it, they're definitely going to let you know it is a timed console exclusive, though. And I'm like, shouldn't you be fucking shitting all over that?
It's the game that people were playing for a while. I see what he's trying to look for. But I figured out in this situation that it was because that team um, doesn't have a choice. They have to work on Fable. They have to work on Forza Horizon 6, two next-gen games, and a game that they've never, they've never been on. And then you have to have that full third-party cross-out. So just like Sony's making some type of operation, Microsoft needs to grab staff, which is when they shut down Turn 10, to help with stuff like that rather than just dumping them off, make a use for them. That's what I think. That's what happened with that situation I found out.
Shouldn't you be calling that out and being like, Microsoft, what are you doing? Exclusivity is bad.
Not me, because I don't believe that. What I believe is that the only reason people are getting some of these games they had now is because they were exclusive and they were good because of that. Exclusives do matter, but they don't matter on Xbox and definitely PlayStation after Xbox compared to what they used to. Like, remember back then when you bought a 360 or Xbox? Dude, it was for Halo. Online, getting that voice chat in. Like there was a time where that was really powerful and it was the best because it did feel good to have that. You know what I mean? When competition is better, it's less boring. Nobody wants to watch a sports game and see somebody get their ass up 24/7. That's not fun. You would want to see it get competitive and see people going back and forth. That's not an argument. Everybody wants that. But the point is that yeah, we did move past that because it just doesn't work anymore for that company, not for PlayStation or Nintendo. Um, but you know, personally, I think it's just the best route for Microsoft, honestly. I don't have a choice.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do at this point?
Mm-hmm.
It's, dude, I'm seeing people in the Xbox community like bragging about the $1,000 Xbox Ally X like selling out when it's like, dude, they probably made like 15. Like what are we bragging about here?
I agree with him on that. And the reason why I say that is because you don't know the number. You could be acting off of nothing, and more than likely, 100. I'd say 9 times out of 10, that's pretty accurate. That's exactly what that is. And that's not being down anything. It's just like, can you show me the number, please? I would like to see it. If not, then I don't take you serious.
Here, bro. Like be excited for it. Talk about your excitement for it. Talk about how excited you are to play it, but like what are we doing? Celebrate like it's $1,000 handheld. That thing's going to sell less than 100,000 units, probably less than 50,000. Like nobody. I'm not saying nobody wants it. I'm just saying it's like I don't know, man. Like Microsoft is putting these players in a very small, confined niche corner, and that's fine if they're happy to be there. But these players are out here. These specific Xbox fanboys are out here making it seem like there's like something worth flex. Like, dude, there's nothing to flex here, man.
We have to wait and see on the launch first. That's a reasonable statement. I understand that. But if people are taking it from the Xbox versus PlayStation side, yeah, those are war words. I can understand that too.
Like, there's nothing to flex here. And the war is over. It's literally over.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. It's easier to point the finger at me and say, no, MBG, you're console warring because you're telling me Wolverine is a PS5 exclusive. And it's like, dude, I'm not telling you that. Sony fucking told you that. Sony told you that.
Yeah.
Not me. It's just the behavior is strange, man. And I think it should be understood that I don't hate Xbox. And I don't hate Microsoft and I don't hate the Xbox brand.
I can't say I like Microsoft. I don't know about that. The Xbox brand I like, yes.
I hate the Xbox fanboys. I hate
I think okay, so what he just said, I think that goes back to older stuff and I guess whatever comes out of all that and whatever else he had to deal with going over there. As far as that's concerned, I know what he means about toxic, annoying fanboys. It can be annoying. Like I know a lot of sides. So I know what he means by that. If you're just talking about fanboys in general. Now, from his point of view, I can see why he probably hate Xbox fanboys. I guess that makes sense.
hate that toxic side of that community where it's like, dude, and I hate toxic PlayStation fanboys too, because they can be just as bad, if not
Good,
worse sometimes.
good.
But I just hate I hate those groups of people because it's just like, dude, you claim to be the you claim you're not the thing that you precisely are.
You? Well, you have to think of, I guess, when he does that, the closest thing that he watches and in tune with. Because when I see this, like you claim to do this, like it's something that he's been watching for quite some time. You know, honestly, yeah, I just you know how that saying is, war never ends; it moves to something else. I kind of feel like whatever the hell else it's moving to, it just continues like this. And either people self-actualize in it or they just want to drag it on and keep the show going. Hey man, that's what entertainment is anyway, so let's keep going.
You know?
hmm
And they get it, they always get all upset with me because they're like, no, you. No, you. No, you, MBG. That's what you it's like, what do you mean?
Okay, that clarifies more since he said that because I've never said that to him. I didn't think he was talking about me. I'm just trying to figure out who he's talking about, but okay, I understand.
What do you mean? They have this idea, dude. They talk about me and they talk about this community like, well, I can't speak on behalf of anybody else, but they talk about me as if I'm out here being like, let me tell you why Xbox is a fucking piece of trash, bro. The
You never said
Xbox
that.
ROG Ally X belongs in the fucking dumpster. Like, I don't talk about this shit like that at all. Like, I don't. But the way they react, it's like you would think I have. And I guess this is why. It's because I call this shit out and they don't like it. They don't like
That happens to me too. That's gonna happen, bro. But I think it's because you don't. It's not that you're engaging in console warring, but you still step into it and you say how you feel, and to them, that's good enough to keep the show going. And you ever think about MBG? If you're not gonna be representing PlayStation the way you want to, no, yeah, you're not going to feel a certain way, but when you start representing something the way you want to, it is going to be seen that way, and that will attack somebody who doesn't agree with that side. That's just the way this works, man. I think even if you weren't being ridiculous, I think just in general, when people see PlayStation being represented a certain way, just like Xbox or Nintendo, and they feel like they are the most anti-consumer at that moment, they're not going to agree, and that's just how sometimes this stuff gets started. Now, as far as like old beef that you have with other people, I don't know, but I'm just saying in general, like if I go watch some video right now, and I feel like Microsoft is ripping off people with the ally, and this person is over glazing, unless I'm cool with certain people, you know what I mean, then I leave them alone. I'm like, no, man, I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? I could doesn't necessarily mean I have a problem with that person, but I'm going to challenge their thought process with that and all of that. You know what I mean? Does that mean that I look at them as negative in real life? No, man. This is entertainment. Can some people, or can we all get ridiculous in it? Yeah, I mean that can happen, but that's part of the game, man. That's just those up and downs. Sometimes the extreme moments. You can't hold on to that stuff. You gotta let it go.
it because it's like, dude, it's fucking over. Like Phil Spencer does not give a shit about the console wars anymore, bro, because it's
No,
over. He got promoted to the head of Microsoft Gaming. Sarah Bond took his position. Sarah Bond's all about trying to combine Windows with Xbox and convert the remaining Xbox players to PC players.
I would say Nadalia is pushing that more than anyone, though. She's doing what she can, but she can override Spencer or definitely Satya. I'm gonna tell her whatever. So I don't know why I keep saying it, but yeah, it's a different. But anyway, Satya wants it this way. I mean, she's gonna try to do what she can, but there's only so much you can do with that. It's almost impossible to deal with in ways. I'm telling you. Like ever since that E3 2000, man, I don't know, man. I don't think they ever fully recovered, man. It's kind of sad in a way because it's like, damn, man, and that's how you can mess up something so bad. Like PlayStation got lucky with Jim Ryan and that other situation. They recovered somehow. That's what I said, man. Some angel must have grabbed you from crashing or something. Like metaphorically speaking, because it's like Sony got away with a lot this generation. They're lucky, like for real.
And you got these like
Nintendo was their real competition.
These leftover, I don't know, like outer layer, like Xbox fanboys that just don't know what to do, and so they just do the only thing they can, which is like, LOL, exclusivity's bad. It's bad. It's going away. It's gonna be.
You know, MBG. You know the way Xbox is at right now, man. It's not really that many choices. You guys know how real I keep it, man. So there was some moments too at the Microsoft about jacking up the price. I'm sitting here and just sitting there like a meditation, like by myself. Like I'm gonna keep backing up these. They're making it impossible now almost. There's only so much left, MBG, that you can do for Xbox. Come on, man. You know this. They're making this shit impossible. You can't really like. I don't know, trying to back them like, and I've done the impossible with it too. People love seeing my work at the beginning of the year to now, and I still want to back up the Xbox community. It's a feeling that you don't want them to fail, but then Microsoft just makes it impossible. And I'm like, I can't be fake like this. What the hell else do you want me to do? Like, when it comes to like making Xbox look good, because they fucking make it impossible. Come on, man, y'all be honest, man. I'm doing what I can here, man. That's sometimes like, dude, I don't know, man. I'm just going to have to be super glazy and positive. Otherwise, I don't even know how this is going to be possible. And I look at certain people and I see certain people costing those people out of time. I was like, bro, what else are you going to do? Like, unless like you just want to be honest and criticize. And I think Microsoft in a way knows that. Like, so as scummy as they can be, it's like, there's only so much you can do to keep pushing this brand. And let's just all be honest about it. You know what I mean? Not, oh, I'm abandoning because I can't, because it's so hard now. I'm just going to go. Let's just slam on it now. You know what I mean? No. I'm sticking to my damn guns. I'm staying around and taking the licks and suffering on certain things and still backing up the Xbox community because I said I was. I don't like to go back on my word. I don't like to change sides, even though I could branch out into other things. But I don't know. I take this stuff very serious, and I think certain people do too. So I'm holding on as long as I can, until I can when it comes to backing up Microsoft. Like seriously, that's how I feel.
Be good for everybody. 2 weeks fucking later.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 6 is a timed Xbox exclusive. Like, okay.
It has to be. I think so, MBG.
Okay. You get Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer comes out and says, we're not going to grow the console industry. We're not going to grow the industry by selling $1,000 console or $1,000 box or device.
I've been over this.
Literally, who's selling the $1,000 device?
Yeah. And here's my thing. I don't. It's not like I ever defend Phil Spencer or anything in there. I still think he's a cool guy. I really don't think he does want that. But I don't think it's up to him. Now, did he say that? There's a lot of things he says where it's like, you can say that, but then it's going to change later. The goalpost is going to move, and you could be overridden. I don't necessarily think he's some terrible guy that runs around lying to people all day. And you know what I mean? Not like that. No, it's just that it gets extreme and you do have to adapt and you do have to do that. So I don't think Phil Spencer really wants to sell $1,000. Oh, I don't know. That's just me. It just feels off. I went over it already. I know.
What's the deal with all these handhelds?
Nintendo Magic?
I don't know. I don't know. Actually,
I don't exist.
I guess it's just like a thing. I mean, PlayStation's getting on board with that. You know,
hey, join in. So what? See what happens.
Actually,
I'm not a hater.
Asus does. Actually, though, MBG, Asus is the one selling $1,000 handheld with the Xbox logo. That is true.
That's always going to be an argument because then this is an Xbox, though. You know, that goes a long way. That's another thing. Oh my God, there's so much drama going on with that. I'm just like, and you guys have seen my Ally videos. You know, anything I get into, I'm like, look, I'm not doing this half-assed. I'm gonna show you every angle and show you what I mean and look for every person. I'm not trying to like paint it in a negative picture. I'm like, look, this is the full spectrum. If you still want to buy, like I told people, go get it, man. I'm not gonna sit here and beat it down. Like I seen people attacking Doc Dark, certain things, and things people come to me, yeah, but he said that the PS5 Pro was too expensive. I'm like, I mean, I don't agree with the price of PS5 Pro. I don't agree with the price of the LAX, but if he wants to go do that and he's fine and he ain't hurt in real life, hey man, it's not a crime. That's his business. And that's my thing. Like, and I'm not beefing with him. I have no problem. Everybody knows that. Me and him are cool. There may be somehow, but I feel like when it comes to Doc Dark, I'm just gonna tell you guys. I think y'all may take everything to face value. He's a playful guy. Like you can't like just get too worked up. That's all I'm gonna say about him. From what I can see,
I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to get us to a place where it's like, guys, I'm not going to say nobody. There are definitely people saying this. I am not trying to tell anybody that you should not engage with Xbox or give them your money or support Game Pass or support this $1,000 device or be excited for the.
I don't do that shit either. I shared one video that said that he thought it was a scam. But yeah, I'm not going to tell somebody not to go get a console. What they should do with their money. What I'm going to say is how I feel about it and how the company feels. And people come in with their stuff, then that's when things get personal. And that always happens. You know what I mean? So it's like, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Microsoft and I was talking to corporate greed, but okay.
The next hardware they put out. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to say that these people need to stop projecting onto PlayStation and the PlayStation side of things, where it's like you can believe in what you're supporting and you can care about what you're supporting and you can be passionate about it. But that doesn't mean that what PlayStation is doing is wrong, bad, or to the detriment of the players who are here also enjoying it on this side.
Okay, MBG, I get what you're saying, and there's a little bit of a disagreement here. The reason why I say that is because if it's only seen that way, then Sony could be said to have the best generation ever, most profit. It's all good because we're enjoying it and it's cool. I'm like, no. And the reason why is because Sony needed to be criticized so much. And I've done a lot. And I know that's frustrated you. You've seen some of my videos. And it made it seem like I'm just only bashing places. No, that's because I want them to do better. And I know we deserve better. So do you. There's too many games from a first-party standpoint. Now, if you want to talk about PlayStation hardware, PlayStation revenue, PlayStation profit from microtransactions, money hatting, the third-party experience that usually you would have as PlayStation outside of what Sony's doing. Because when I was criticizing Sony, I was criticizing their first party, and I was criticizing their direction of live service. I was criticizing their canceling, and I was criticizing how trash their PlayStation service was when they were making record profits and winning, and they won a championship. You don't do that to your team after you win the ship. No, you celebrate together. And I don't feel like Sony has been doing that. And they could have had a golden generation. It's not, they didn't fail, but it could have been golden. There was a window where it's like, dude, the Switch 2 ain't coming yet. And it even got delayed. You got the opportunity to give them the best generation of all time. But they blew it. Doesn't mean it's over for PlayStation, but I'm just saying, we all know Naughty Dog was missing. You know what I mean? Days Gone 2 is missing. Like, there's opportunities where it could have been golden. And they could have made the right decisions. It wasn't a matter of whether you had the right talent or anything. It was you made stupid decisions. And they had to suffer a damn chunk of their generation because of it. And it is disappointing from that standpoint of Sony, you could have had this, which you didn't. Does that mean that you have to see PlayStation as generation is absolutely terrible? No, you don't have to, depending on what you get PlayStation for. And for most people, it's third party. But that's not what I was saying. I was talking about Sony first party publishing, first party development, and what they're doing, not what the aliens are doing, hijacking their console and dominating it. Metaphorically speaking, you know, the outside forces, they're not running their own device. And I would just like to see more of that, you know, so.
That's the projection that they need to stop. And they continue to kind of run with it. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them.
Yeah, I mean, I do all types of content.
for PS5 next year. Avowed would be surprising. I didn't think that would come to PS5, if that's true. Starfield, I heard, is like spring.
Yeah, I believe Starfield will probably do that, and then the Switch version is whatever. Switch is also going to get Indiana Jones, Forza Horizon 5. You know what I mean? Just keep that base going. Why not? As far as 6, I don't know. That's going to be a bit tough unless like Microsoft's like, look, we're going to do it through the cloud. Hey, that's what I'm trying to tell people in the future. Watch Call of Duty, same thing. Oh, it can't run max settings. Oh, well, if you want to do the cloud version, then they're going to get more premium cloud because they have their own cloud service on Google, or Microsoft can run it through their Azure. There's going to be things like that in the future. They can do that with their first party. I'm all for that. Where it's like Microsoft's like, oh, we can put it on the cloud, and it'll play flawlessly. We got our model and everything. Diminishing returns is super high, and it's like, okay, I like that. That'll probably be able to be good.
The Xbox fanboy accounts that still console war on Twitter are the Japanese soldiers fighting 30 years after World War II ended. Pretty much, yeah. And like, I don't know.
That was funny. Sorry, I got that. Hey, man, we're keeping the fight up. I'm joining in. I'm guilty too. Hey, I'll take the lick too.
Where it's like, listen, you tell me exclusivity is bad.
Microsoft, it's raining right now, man.
Or exclusivity should go away.
Y'all chill out.
I say why.
Making it tough.
Their answer is, well, because Xbox, well, they won't, this isn't what they'll tell you, but the answer, I will answer it for them because it's the only real answer, because Xbox doesn't have exclusives anymore. That's why exclusivity should go away. If Xbox can't have exclusives, then nobody should. Well, at the very least, PlayStation shouldn't. And it's like, all right, well, then you...
It's Natalia. I'm Natalia. Love to get rid of the entire exclusives on consoles, and we have no love for that world. Attributing their existence to Sony's market dominance. Natalia expresses, gotta keep doing it. Satya expresses a philosophy of making software available on more platforms, not fewer, aligning with Microsoft's historical approach and future strategy to bring games like Call of Duty to more users, which is why it's going to Nintendo. I told you it's him. And he made a statement before saying we have no franchises, they're dead. He came out and said it. Halo's dead. Gears is dead. What's the point? And they're not going to share. I have no love for that world. He don't understand the gaming industry likes that. Like I said, I mean, I can't see why he would. That's not really his background. And he said this back in 2023. So I'm telling you, he's not going for it.
You fight that good fight, and you latch on to that. But all I know is that after Helldivers 2 was announced for Xbox and released on Xbox, I was told, and I get it, I entertained it. I was told that there's more coming, probably Spider-Man next. And maybe, who knows, maybe it'll be announced tomorrow. With my luck, Spider-Man will be announced for Xbox tomorrow. I'm going to will these things into existence, clearly. You know, and I even saw, you know, like mock images of people showing Wolverine for Xbox and shit. And I'm like, okay, I guess these are the assumptions we're making, right? But then, you know, we actually saw what is. And what is Microsoft showed up at PlayStation's event with an Xbox Game Studios title that never released on PlayStation. They announced a PlayStation 5 version and a PlayStation VR 2 version.
Yeah, Flight Simulator 24.
And then Sony announced Wolverine with a new trailer for just PS5. Yeah, if I was an Xbox player, I'm not sure what the fuck I'm holding on to at this point.
Oh, I think he's trying to say stop port begging. But that's a different thing.
And I'm not like, I'm just speaking for me. Like, if I was still on the Xbox side of things, like, that would have broke me, dude. Where it's like, oh, and they announced Forza Horizon 6 is coming to PS5 as well. I would literally be like, dude, I want that Wolverine game. And I also want Forza Horizon 6. You know? I'm not saying they have to be down about it. I just don't understand why they continue. I do understand. They continue to kind of project negatively towards PlayStation fans, because the fact of the matter is, and they'll never admit this, they will never admit this, but we know it's true. We all know it's true. The fact of the matter is Sony's doing what they wish Microsoft was doing. That's just the fact of the matter. They wish.
I think they would want PlayStation sales having plus only like Game Pass in the ecosystem and winning like that and get, oh yeah, dude, who wouldn't? You know what I mean? Like, and Sony wants Nintendo's stats. You know what I mean? But then Sony does a lot of things that they do too, though. We have to admit that too, because it's a double-edged sword when it comes to that. Because Microsoft does have a lot of good ideas. Sometimes they can. Hey, I'm just saying. I've seen both.
They wish Microsoft would do what Sony's. They wish that there was a more pro premium version of the Xbox Series X. They wish that Microsoft had an exclusive Wolverine game that they could be going nuts over.
Like
they just wish that this stuff would exist on the Xbox side, but instead.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want Helldivers 2, it's obvious you felt that way the whole time. It came out and look at all them jump. Yeah, I mean, that's just pretty obvious. They want a good game.
What they get is, well, we're going to announce Forza Horizon 6, and that's great.
Everybody does, though.
But you ain't getting it exclusively. And you're going to have to be okay with that. And that's fine. That's a perfectly fine place to be. But the people that I encounter, it's like, dude, I know what you're about, man. It's fine. Like, it would be okay to admit it. It would be okay, because you don't have to admit it, but we all know. Everybody knows. In the same way that people know that, yeah, I am going to look at Wolverine as a PS5 exclusive and say, damn, that's pretty sick. I'm not going to complain about it being exclusive. I'll tell you that. No, I'm not. You don't need somebody to tell you that. I'm just tired of encountering these Xbox fanboy accounts where it's like, you're not holier than thou, you're not self-righteous. You're just upset because Microsoft isn't doing what you actually secretly want them to do. Nintendo is, Sony is, Microsoft isn't. And what you now need is for Sony and Nintendo to do exactly what Microsoft is doing to make it okay.
That is a problem, MBG. You're correct. You know I'm not fake. But the thing is that Microsoft can't, and that they went the different route. So that was accepted a while ago. And like I said, the best thing you can do at that point is to continue to support the brand in the best way that you can. It's not easy to do. I don't know if you don't see that. Obviously, you're not doing it, but I'm just going to tell you from my point of view. Yeah, man, it's not easy. But obviously, yeah, they won't want that. But Microsoft's future is digital streaming cloud. It really is. And they need to stick with that.
And that's not what's happening.
No.
And people may view this as console warring. But
Not
the
really.
reality is, the
You can
actual
make it
reality
a war if
is,
you want.
I'm not the one doing the console warring, dude.
Fair point. But you are talking about that discussion and you're saying things that can get stuff sparked. And as long as you've been in this, MVG, you should know if you're talking to that side like that, whoever side you're talking to, clips are going to happen, things are going to happen, this type of video is going to happen. I don't necessarily have to come at you a certain way, but I'm just going to say, you should know better. It's going to happen, bro. You know Alex is going to do a stream too. You know Astro's going to clip you. You know Josh Edis is going to watch. You know there's going to be other people in the community. You know there's going to be people coming in my comments after this video. Hey, man, that's just how it works, bro. This is world. All right, y'all, let me know what you guys think. Bring you guys some more content, making this more interesting. As you know, it's a little rough right now. On YouTube, man, the nerfs are, man, they're hitting too. They're just being cryptic about it. Like I could give you some highlights from what I think. Ad blocker, maybe cutting off younger audiences, algorithms to what they like the most, and you have to go down that. And outside of that, they're being a little bit rough on it, like an occupation. All right, y'all, peace out. Have a great day. Later.